This is Don't Panic, episode number 200, recorded April 23rd, 2018. Do not pass go, do collect 200 episodes. Hello, everybody, and welcome to this episode of Don't Panic, the technology podcast that's been about gadgets and you since 2013. I'm Shaun Jennings, joined as always by two guys who 200 hours later are somehow still here. Colby Rabideau and Dan Miller. Gentlemen, welcome, as always.
Thank you. How many days is 200 hours?
So it's funny you mentioned that because I will get you that answer, but I wanted to compute because I'm like, God, we do a lot of these podcasts. I wonder like what percentage of our lives it is, you know, like, is it like some fun fact where it's like, and so I did the math like quickly on my phone and it was like, wait, podcasting accounts for 3% of the time we've spent on this earth? That can't be right. And I missed like a whole bunch of zeros. It's like 0.01% of our lives. But I'm like, 3%? That's disturbing.
Yeah. I mean, you figure, what, a third of your life is spent sleeping.
Right.
So no, not that many percents left.
I'm like, I figure no, that's definitely not right. But it was shocking at least. I mean, Colby, 300 hours is 12 and a half days. More than a week straight we've done this. Well, I lumped in game nights in that calculation for all podcasting.
Cool.
Yeah.
That's
and 5 years. We're in June. It's 5 years.
When do we get to retire?
God.
Well, you gotta. When does the Don't Panic 401k vest?
I don't know. I thought you were taking care of that.
When do our stock options become available? That's what I want to know. Because so far, I haven't seen much of a return. So, other than good times and many smiles.
But you have seen a little bit of a return.
Oh, yes, and our Amazon referrals, which I haven't checked recently, but I also haven't gotten any deposits in my bank accounts. So, I'm going to assume we're not fantastically rich. And I'm still like 90% sure the like $6 that they claimed we got and I never got paid was because one of us bought something using our referral link.
You never got paid for it?
I don't remember ever getting paid. Like, I got a statement saying I was going to get paid, and I do not remember them ever depositing the money. So Amazon may have stole my $6. Our $6, I should say. You're each entitled to 2 of those dollars. Don't hold your breath.
I feel like we should just apply those referrals directly to our like $1 a month cloud storage bill.
That'll pay for the next 200 episodes.
Right.
Yeah, easily.
Righto. Oh, dear.
Do you gentlemen have anything you'd like to say in honor of our 200th episode?
I'm drinking a beer that is not labeled with an alcohol percentage. So
it's going to get
see what happen.
We'll see where the night takes me. I don't know. It doesn't feel like 200 episodes.
I would say it feels like 5 years. I don't know if it feels like 200 episodes. Because I went and I looked at the video. Maybe I'll put it up on screen for the folks at home to see just the video. We won't do the audio, but just the video of the very first episode, which we did on Google Hangouts. Which you can't even do that anymore.
You can't?
No, they Hangouts on Air doesn't exist anymore. So Hangouts still exists, but you can't do the...
We did straight to YouTube.
Which I didn't even know, but apparently, and this is one of the stories, but apparently Google is pivoting Hangouts into a Slack competitor, which I didn't know. Did we talk about... I don't think we ever talked about it.
All I know is the other day we went to a meeting at work and we needed to dial into the video chat or whatever, and the whole thing was different and we couldn't find the button.
How many engineers did it take to find the button?
There were 3 people in the room, I think. So all 3 of us, we all tried.
Yeah, no, I have episode 1 playing up here on the screen for the folks at home on the video version. We look like children.
That's not good.
No. No,
because
the quality
we
is
would have
much
said
worse,
at that
too.
point that like high school us looked like children. So
I know. God, we're so old. I mean, can you believe we spent 3% of our lives doing this?
3%. Think about like what else have you done 200 times though?
oh, so
Change
many
my
things.
underpants, I think.
Yeah.
That's true.
Probably.
Gone to sleep 200 times.
That's true.
And woken up almost all of them. So
Yep. Right. Currently, I have gone to sleep as many times as I've woken up.
that's a good record.
Yeah.
And even 500. It's no, I guess that'd be a perfect 1. Yeah, 500.
Wow.
Wow.
I wonder if I've gone to Dunkin' Donuts 200 times.
Oh,
Probably.
yeah.
Oh, for sure.
Colby, there's 365 days in a year. Think about that.
Oh yeah. All right. Never mind. Good point.
I don't know if there's a place that isn't my place of work that I've gone to in New York 200 times. Maybe the coffee shop near this apartment, maybe, but I don't think so.
Yeah, I don't. I feel like there's almost certainly no like business that's not like maybe like the mall food court next to HubSpot, because we used to go there for lunch a couple of times a week.
I bet you got that.
Yeah, and like definitely the T. Like I'm sure I've ridden the Green Line 200 times. Unfortunately.
Now, let me give you guys, I just did some quick math. Guess what percentage of time we do the show versus what percentage of the time we skip weeks. So out of the 5 years, what percentage of those weeks did we do a show?
Ooh.
What's our hit rate?
I'm guessing our hit rate
Over 5 years. So think of how often...
Yep. I'm gonna say 87%.
I'll say 69%.
Oh,
Ooh.
nice.
I didn't even mean that.
No, that is a nice answer, but no, 77%.
Yeah.
Which is pretty good.
Colby wins by Price is Right rules.
That's right.
It's true.
And by nice rules. I think that's how that works.
Nice.
Is there anything going on in your guys' lives this week you'd care to share? I have a small tech related thing, but it's not at all interesting. So maybe we'll start with you guys.
The weather got nice, and now I have allergies.
Oh.
Is that really tech related, Colby? I'm just kidding.
Well, your nose is kind of a machine.
Yeah,
The human my body's a temple, right? Temples are kind of like machines. So, no, not really. Let me look at my calendar. We had a 5th employee start at work this week, so that was exciting.
So you guys,
Oh,
in the past few months, you guys have grown by,
Yeah,
there you go. Yeah, a lot, many,
almost double.
almost.
double.
Yeah, one more, and you're
one more, and
you're getting there.
I'm going to a conference on Friday.
Oh, that's fun.
So if you have any ideas we have a table we're sponsoring. We have a booth, but we don't have anything to put in the booth. We have stickers.
Stickers
That's
are cool.
it.
Okay.
Last time we dressed up as we did like a science fair themed thing. So we had a poster board explaining our product, and we put lab coats on.
That's good. That's nice.
So that's sort of like the kind of humor and the sense we're going for. So if you have any ideas, any windmill or like electricity generation, millstone grinding, any flower puns, anything along those lines, I'm
you have time
all
to build a Tesla coil. That's like electricity.
I was gonna say, and someone could dress up as Einstein, and someone could dress up as Tesla, and someone could dress up as Edison, and you could be like the geniuses behind windmill.
Well, that's nothing to do with the windmills.
But
I guess I see what you're saying.
Or what you could do, you could dress up like the Dutch people.
I was gonna say, don't the Dutch have a lot of windmills?
Clogs
You can get some wooden shoes and
I don't know. Slacks.
Tulips.
I don't know what they wear there.
Tulips?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm pretty sure the modern Dutch look is, a lot more Brooklyn than.
Yeah. No. Go straight for the stereotype.
Okay, that's one idea.
Dan, why aren't you writing these down, Dan?
The Dutch. Do you got anything else?
Let's see. Windmill, miniature golf. You should set up a miniature putt hole right in front of your table.
Oh, that's a really good idea.
Yes! Finally!
Boom.
Took 200 episodes, but I had a good idea.
Okay, I'm writing that down.
But you'd have to get like a little windmill. Do you guys have an actual windmill?
We're venture capital funded. A little windmill, no problem.
Oh, yeah, that's factor that right into the burn rate. Guys, where'd all the money go? Well, most of it went to the windmill, but we did have the
time
best.
We said we were going to make just one hole of a miniature golf course for our conference?
We're
Then we
pivoting to a
decided we would
putt
rent
course.
the warehouse across the street and build a whole miniature golf course inside and invite people over.
Yeah, that's our new business. We're pivoting. We're out of the programming game. We're going straight to miniature golf. It's the future. We're the Uber for miniature golf.
Fun fact: I've never played miniature golf.
Yeah, we gotta fix that, dude. It's not fun at all. I don't like it, but you have
Miniature
to do it.
golf.
Follow up
Throwing.
fun.
The other thing we said we were going to do, all at the coffee and beer retreat.
Yes.
The retreat
the
to
team
move
building
forward.
excursion.
The retreat to move forward. Oh dear. Well, I'm looking forward to that. I, for one.
We'll have a very small good time. Excellent. Well, Dan, you'll have to update us after your conference as to how it went.
I will.
We're dying to know.
I'll be back next week.
See, now this is the kind of question I ask because this is what I do, but does your company have a Twitter account? Will you be tweeting about your booth?
Oh, yeah! Are you kidding me?
You
We've tweeted like exactly 13 times.
You want to plug that shit?
Windmill_ENG.
All
Twitter.com.
right. Will we see a picture of Dan Miller up on there?
23 tweets. You might. You never know.
Statistically, if a photo of an employee shows up,
I've got a 1 in
it'll
5
be you.
chance.
Yeah. That's not bad.
Yeah, I'll put it in the Slack so we can put it in the show notes.
Yeah, absolutely. Dan, you
Drawn up
pick
some
it.
business.
Yeah. Absolutely. If you need a windmill, they're your guys. Big ones, small ones, they got all of them. Very good. Very good. Well, that'll be fun, I'm sure.
Yes.
Indeed.
Oh dear.
I've had my Nest is broken.
Oh no!
Yeah.
What'd you do to it?
Absolutely nothing. It's just decided to not do what it's supposed to. So what happens is it just randomly decides. So I can set the temperature fine. It just decides what the temperature is inside my apartment for just no reason at all. So it'll just decide that it's 60, or like right now it says it's 68, which it is not in here. I know the temperature of my apartment. It is not. But because of it, then the heat either overruns or underruns, or sometimes it just doesn't run at all. It's super busted, and I don't know what to do about it.
What is do they have like some sort of warranty? That seems like a deal breaker.
I haven't checked.
That's a deal breaker, ladies.
Do they... I was literally just thinking about that the other day. One of my favorite 30 Rock moments is when they're taping the show openings. No, wave like a person. No, like a human being. Are you spinning a basketball? Yeah, that's... no, I have to see if they have like a phone number I can call. That doesn't seem like the kind of thing they would do.
I bet they do. But is it functioning?
Yeah, if it knew the correct temperature of the inside of my house, it would work fine. But it just like randomly picks a temperature that it is inside. Sometimes it'll say it's too hot. Sometimes it'll say it's too cold.
What do you mean? too hot or too cold.
Well, like I said, right now it says it's 68 in here. I know for a fact it is not 68 in here. It's very cold.
How do you know for a fact?
Because it's cold in here. And I keep
Where is the nest?
It's downstairs, but I was downstairs before the show. I was watching hockey.
Oh, okay.
It's playoffs.
Why?
Go
Playoffs.
Bruins! Go Bruins! They just lost embarrassingly.
Are they out now?
Well, they were up 3-1, and now it's tied 3-3.
Oh no!
Yeah, not a great move. Not a great move.
Brutal.
When the Bruins choked a 3-0 lead, 3-1. Okay, but you're sure that it's not the 68 degrees at the place where the nest is?
150%. 150%. That's not the case. Again, I can tell when it's running and not running because I spend a lot of time at home, and also I keep it very consistent. Like temperature doesn't swing wildly. Let me give you a good example. I run it pretty hot in the morning to get the place up to a temperature I feel comfortable getting out of bed. So I run it pretty good.
Sure.
I'll get out of bed. It will be very cold, but it will say it's like 68 or 70, and I'm like, there's no way it's that hot in here. No way. You know, because I've had it set that same way all winter. So I don't know what it is, but it's definitely not reading the indoor temperature properly.
You should get some independent third-party thermometers, and then you can take a picture.
This is what I'm saying.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think
you
that
gotta
is what I'm gonna have
science
to
it.
do. What I need to figure out is I'm wondering if I'm running the latest version. I don't know how you do software updates on a Nest.
It'll prompt you on the thing.
Will it?
Saying, yeah, there's a software update available.
Well,
So if you look at your Nest at all frequently, you should see it.
yeah, I'll have to. I'll probably have to go and get a thermometer and compare it and see, and then I have to call tech support, which I don't want to do, but can't have a busted thermometer. So, they do have a phone number.
Look at that.
You can tweet at them.
Ooh,
I'm
that
sure
sounds
that
like
works.
fun.
Yeah, totally.
Hi, Shaun. It's Mark from Nest. Can you open up your DM so I can get in contact with you? Sure, Mark. If that even is your real name.
I actually genuinely try to do social media tech support where possible just because that's my jam, and it never works.
Sort of dog fooding it yourself.
It's never. Oh yeah. Well, because one day, who knows? Maybe you'll be able to get roofing product questions answered via social media. My boss asked me that
Is this a
once.
preview for a future OMG tech support option, Shaun?
Someone asked me that once. They're like, Shaun, we should. Oh no, I have a colleague who keeps insisting we should do an AMA. We should do an AMA.
Oh my
and I'm
God.
like, look, all due respect, it's a fine idea for a company that's not us. No one will show up. And it will be embarrassing, and that's why we're not going to do it. You've been warned.
I feel like you should do it, though. Just the... Wait, where would the AMA be?
Probably on our Twitter account or something.
Oh, well, that's not... It has to be on Twitter. On Reddit. I really meant subreddit.
I don't even think I'm allowed to be on Reddit at work. I think it's blocked. I think.
Oh no.
If not, it probably
You
should
should be on Twitter, but not on Reddit?
Yeah, I have special clearance for Twitter. I don't think I've got the top secret clearance that Reddit requires. That is a whole
AKA what the IT guy has.
Yes, exactly.
There's reddit.com/r/construction.
Oh, I'm sure there are all kinds of great Reddits. Roofing? Is there roofing?
Do you think there's
r/roofing, the art of keeping buildings dry?
That's what roofs do.
Do you think there's an r/OMG roofing products?
No, there better not be. I found out I had a very aggressive salesman from Yelp call me and ask why we don't have a Yelp page and how we should buy ads on Yelp, and I politely told him to shove it.
Leave you alone.
Oh my God, he was so aggressive. But don't you want to make money? It's like, oh my God, dude, you're rocking.
Here's a post from February 20th, 2019. Products which can heat weld to TPO roofing membranes? I am trying to benchmark a competitor product, blah, 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 blah. And then this guy says, I've never heard of anything like that. Do you mind sharing the manufacturer? Here's an example. omgroofing.com/roof drains and vents/TPO drain.
Yeah, we have.
You're being talked about on Reddit.
Well, Dan, this is actually helpful. I'm gonna write this down. Go to Reddit.
/r/roofing.
/r/roofing.
Yeah, write it down.
Write a note. I mean,
put it on. Get out an index card.
Again, we've talked about my insane notes that I just have literally goddamn everywhere.
Make sure you put those in your backpack for work tomorrow.
I look like a lunatic because I am a lunatic. Very good. Well, that doesn't really solve my Nest problem, but it does get me on. It does get me on.
When you
Reddit.
get that sweet pay raise in 2018, I accept payment in
That's right.
little dinner reservations.
That's right. Shaun, the AMA went so well, we're giving you a raise. Called it.
Oh dear.
Very good. Do you guys want to do some tech news here?
Yeah.
Sure.
It is what we do. It is what we
Only
do.
sometimes.
I think we have some interesting stories this week. That's not always the case, but this time around, there's some stuff in here to talk about. Anything in particular grabbing your fancy?
Google Chat. Google Chat.
Oh boy, Chat. It's the new Allo, which was the new Hangouts, which was the new. I think Google Chat was before that, but this is different. No, Google Talk was
No,
before.
Come
Google
full
Voice.
circle.
Oh yeah, Google Voice, and then before the very first, I think was Google Talk, which was known also as Google Chat.
Yep. Let's go. Let's do it in reverse chronological order. The new Chat,
Yes.
Hangouts Chat, Android Messages, Google Allo, and Duo for video.
Yeah.
So Allo and Duo.
Yeah.
Google Messenger,
Yeah.
which Google Voice. Oh yeah. So then Google plus Hangouts.
Yeah.
Google plus Hangout. Google plus originally included Huddle and Hangouts video chat.
Yeah.
Before that was Google Voice,
Yeah.
and before that was Google Talk.
Yes. Yeah. No, they really are not doing a great job. Let's be honest.
So we went from Talk to Hangouts to Allo to Hangouts chat to chat.
Yeah, and the problem is, Dan, it's not going well for them. Allo has about 50 million Android installs. WhatsApp and Facebook Messenger both have over 1 billion installs.
For Android?
I'm going to assume, it doesn't say, but I don't know why they would compare it to all phones. But maybe they do. No, you know what, that probably is all phones.
Still, there's
Yeah, 50 million, fewer than 50 million is nothing. That's a joke. That's nothing. So, Allo isn't working. None of this stuff is working. So Google decided to roll out a new chat, except, and here's the M. Night Shyamalan style twist, it's not a chat app.
But what is it, Shaun?
What is it? It's a standard. That's right. Google has worked with top-tier Android manufacturers, carriers, and other industries leaders to create a new technology to replace SMS. It's going to be called Chat, and it's based on the standard called Universal Profile for Rich Communication Services. You'll probably see written as RCS. And what it is essentially an upgraded version of SMS. It uses your phone's IP. It uses its data rather than the actual SMS option on your phone. But it's a standard, and Google has partnered with all these other companies to roll it out, which means that...
Such as? Which other companies?
Oh, I'm glad you asked, Dan. It's compatible with... eventually we'll come back to that, eventually compatible with all the major U.S. carriers, Verizon, AT&T, T-Mobile, and Sprint. Samsung is building it into their Messenger app. Of course, Google's building it into Android Messenger, which is the primary messaging app on Android. Other major hardware manufacturers include HTC, Asus, Lenovo, LG, most of the Android guys, and carriers from all around the world. Microsoft is also on board to support the standard, and while they haven't announced specific plans, the belief is that they'll...
With their version of Windows Phone that is discontinued?
Well, the good news is... No, because you'll be able to use it on Windows 10, they believe, coming soon. And there will also, by the way, be desktop support from Google to use this standard as well coming soon. So that's the idea. Is it's not an app, it's a standard, and anyone can build an app to support it. Now, that's exciting for a lot of people because it means that, if you want to message somebody on a different carrier using a different phone with a different app, as long as they're using the chat standard, you're in luck. That means you can talk to them, and it includes all those rich services you know and love, like read receipts, sending multimedia messages, integrations like stickers and those sorts of things, and various other things they include in the standard.
Interesting.
The biggest downside is because this goes through the carriers, like SMS, it is not encrypted. And it means that they can snoop. So you've been warned.
Yeah.
Why? That seems backwards to me. Why would that be?
Well, because the carriers didn't want it. Carriers wanted it to be unencrypted. It's easier for them.
Or Google wants it to be unencrypted. Get that shmoney.
Well, Allo has an encryption. Allo has an encrypted option, so you can in Allo currently.
An option.
But by default?
No, it's like an incognito mode you have to turn on. Yep.
Tisk.
Of course, the other downside as well is it is not compatible with iMessages. Google has said they would like to have Apple on as a partner, and it's not something they are ruling out. But as of today, iMessage is not compatible. Although it's believed at some point in the future, the sort of SMS feature within, if you wanted to text somebody using an Android phone, eventually iPhone will upgrade to use the chat standard for SMS messages while still keeping iMessage. But no one knows for sure.
Okay, I think this is a good idea. The product features are a good idea. SMS is pretty stupid, and the fact that it is on this sort of black box network and you can't hook it up to anything else. It has to have a cell. If you want to use it, you have to have a device with a cell connection on it. Is stupid, and the weird incompatibilities with group SMS chat across carriers is stupid, across carriers and operating systems. So I think this is a good idea. I think it's ridiculous that it's not encrypted, and I think that might be a reason why it will fail, because that has never mattered to actual consumers more than it does now. I'm not saying it matters a lot, but it definitely matters more than it did. I also am skeptical, the 4 major U.S. carriers are on board, right?
Yes. Yeah, some more so
What
than
about
others.
Right, okay, yeah. Carriers are not known for doing things in a timely manner.
Well, no, and I can back that up by saying Sprint is pretty upfront about supporting it. T-Mobile, but Verizon and AT&T have no timeline as to when exactly they'll roll it out, though Google says they expect it to be later this year, at the latest mid next year.
Yeah, so end of next year.
Eventually.
But what about India? What about China?
There are a lot of global carriers. And actually, Google, in this article, they have a very nice interview with Google, the Google folks, and they say they actually believe that internationally it'll be available sooner than it will be in the U.S.
Okay, I believe that. But the places that SMS and things like WhatsApp are big are countries with poor internet connections. So they really, those are the markets they have to really care about. If those places don't adopt it, then Apple will never adopt it. And if Apple never adopts it, then it's not going anywhere.
Yeah.
And what's the backwards compatibility story here? If you send a chat on T-Mobile and Verizon doesn't support it yet, and you send it to a Verizon number, what happens?
It comes through as a regular SMS or MMS.
So there's no pressure from the consumers to force carriers to support this. No one's going to be going into the Verizon store and asking them why don't they support the rich services chat protocol.
Demand it from your carrier.
If it always works. Backwards compatible, right? So
yeah.
I hope it succeeds. I think it should be encrypted, and I think if it didn't succeed because of lack of encryption and things like I wish that WhatsApp and things like that were an open standard, but if you had to choose between an open standard and encryption, that's a tough choice. But I think that I don't know. I'm skeptical that if it'll succeed because it's not a feature that anyone will care about. Like, it doesn't matter to the user if your thing uses this or is an SMS. Because, like, are all these different clients going to support stickers if, like, only 10% of all messages are rich messages?
Well, I think it's an interesting question. I do think people expect more than what the SMS experience provides today. I do think consumers have been sort of adjusted by using these sort of more feature-rich chat apps. I think that going back to SMS isn't a good option. And I think because RCS is a standard, not every app has to support every feature necessarily. I would hope in the long term they do. And so you'll probably get a better experience going from a Google-heavy Android phone to a Google-heavy Android phone versus a Samsung phone. Google Assistant built in and things like that. And I agree, it's not going to be a seamless experience. I think it's certainly better than nothing. It's better than leaving SMS as is, which I don't think is a great option either. I agree with you, Dan. I think the million-dollar questions are, will Apple ever support it? Is one, and two, will carriers allow this to be free? Which is a big question mark because
free.
Well, for a long time they made a lot of money off of SMS, and
dude, they don't anymore though, do they?
Most plans don't, but a lot of pay-as-you-go type plans they do still charge for those. Mm-hmm. So I think they'd have to be crazy, but I also thought we have unlimited data. They'll never put data caps on these phones, and they did. So, and they made a lot of money. Now they're back to unlimited. So it's hard to say for sure. This because the technology essentially goes through the carriers. They have the option, and that would be very disappointing.
Makes it feel kind of weird. I feel like that's super disappointing. I guess on the one hand, like they have the option to like zero rate this stuff or something, right? So it doesn't counter against your data or whatever. But on the other hand, like they could totally do the opposite.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I would say I will disagree with you a little bit, Dan, in that I don't think encryption for an average consumer is an issue. I think will it become one? Maybe. I think today, if you ask someone, "Hey, is Facebook Messenger encrypted?" They couldn't tell you. I don't think today it's necessarily a deal breaker over convenience.
No, certainly not over convenience. But I think that people are aware that SMS is not encrypted and WhatsApp is.
I genuinely don't think. My mom doesn't know that.
Well, does your mom know what WhatsApp is?
No, but she knows what Facebook Messenger is.
Okay, but what I'm saying, WhatsApp has a lot of users, right?
Yep.
And I'm willing to bet that a lot of those people, not all, but maybe 60 or so % of them know that WhatsApp is encrypted and SMS is not encrypted. They don't know if Facebook Messenger is encrypted or whatever. I don't think it's a deal breaker. I just think people now care. People used to not care.
I think they care more. I agree with that.
But yeah, my big question is, can they get adoption of enough phone numbers, and enough features? If all phone numbers that support RSC only support like pictures and group chat, no one cares. It has to do more. But if they can't convince everyone to come along and be like, hey, yeah, why don't you integrate reactions and integrate stickers, I think it's sunk. Because why bother? The carriers don't care about this. They just care about it because Google is strong-arming them into it.
Well, there is a theory. I don't quite buy it, but according to this article, one thing the carriers are interested in is the potential RCS has for businesses, to sell RCS services to businesses. Let's say you are JetBlue, And the carriers come to you and they say, JetBlue, we're going to let you hook into RCS so you can, with data-rich features, connect directly to consumers over chat.
You can engage with brands on RCS.
That's yes, dun dun dun, brands. Yes, and in theory, then the carrier would make some sort of money off having the privilege. The GSMA estimates that will be a $74 billion market by 2021.
Dear God.
Interesting.
Don't they know you can do all this stuff over the internet? I don't understand.
But Colby, how will you be able to say just text 9959 now?
Good point.
We lost our AOL keywords. They need this.
Well, you remember, I mean, they used to, back when people, like, on American Idol, text Sanjaya to 90959 to vote, and they used to charge you 20 cents a text to do it. I mean, that this isn't a new concept. It's just now they're not charging you, the consumer, they're charging the business to reach you. And that's where they'll make the money.
Yeah, you're probably right.
I mean, I don't think Google could have kept making more chat apps. I don't think that would have been helpful for anyone. The problem is with Android being an open system, you can't have a closed chat, I think, on an open platform like that. So I think it's a good shot. Will it work? Hell if I know. But
yeah, you can. Like, all the other ones were closed, and they were on Android.
But they were also cross Android. Do you know what I mean?
No.
So Facebook Messenger had a built-in audience. WhatsApp had a built-in audience.
No,
whereas
WhatsApp built up their audience.
They did, but in a more cross-platform way.
Okay, yeah.
Although Allo, I guess, is a cross-platform app. I mean, it's also only been around for 2 years, to be fair. I mean, it's not... Yep. It's pretty fresh. And apparently Duo is actually somewhat popular, according to Google. But that's a video-only experience.
Right.
So,
chit-chat.
Coming to a carrier near you soon. Keep an eye out for that. Probably not AT&T and Verizon immediately, but it will be coming to future updates. I think the Pixel already supports it, and it will it'll be at least 2 years before this is widely available. So,
how has AT&T not lost all their customers at this point?
Because they... Oh, Dan, would you like to move on to our next story in the rundown? Why AT&T and Verizon haven't lost all their customers?
Well, I understand, like,
that's an amazing segue.
Verizon's pitch is, hey, we have the best service, and, like, you pay for that. And I get that pitch. If I spent more time in rural areas, I would be a Verizon customer, no doubt. I don't understand, and, like, T-Mobile has the, hey, we'll give you really good speeds for less money, but we're just not in that many places, and we'll try to give you, like, other benefits and features. And Sprint is, like, the also ran in that race. And I do not understand what AT&T has to offer by the big, expensive care of the shitty service that isn't Verizon.
But you're forgetting an important feature, Dan, and it's called vertical integration, everyone's favorite. Everyone I know who has AT&T is also a DirecTV subscriber, and they get a hefty discount by doing so.
Oh, that explains it.
Yep. My own mother called me, Shaun, can we switch to AT&T? I have DirecTV, and we get a discount. And I'm like, I'd really prefer not to, because I've been on Verizon forever. But Dan, the U.S. Department of Justice has also opened an antitrust investigation against AT&T and Verizon, along with mobile industry group GSM Association, the GSMA, who they claim may have colluded to prevent consumers from easily switching
collusion!
Characters. No, we found the collusion. This is the collusion, Dan. We found it.
Sorry.
And it's between the wireless carriers. Now, apparently this is around eSIM. You remember physical SIM cards?
Yeah.
Back in the day, with the little, you put the paper clip in, and a little drawer would come out. You have your little card in it.
Yeah, those are fun.
Yeah, you notice how they don't have those on phones anymore?
I did not notice that because I've had them on all of my phones.
Yeah, I don't. Does the
new iPhones all have them?
The X does as well?
Yeah,
I think so. But anyway,
let me check.
They've been working to develop eSIM technology, which essentially builds the SIM into the circuit board of the phone, so it's all virtual. You don't put the card in and out anymore.
Yep.
Okay.
Still got my little slot.
Yeah. And by the way, the manufacturers want to get rid of it too. Nobody likes the SIM card, all right? They want to put it in. However, AT&T and Verizon are being accused of working directly with the GSMA, who develops the standards for the eSIM, that would have allowed the carriers to keep the devices locked to their networks even if it used the eSIM technology. And making it difficult to change the eSIM if they want to switch carriers. An unnamed device maker and mystery wireless carrier complained to the Justice Department, which led to the investigations. Both companies have claimed that they didn't have anything to do with that. The eSIM first appeared in smartphones with Google's Pixel 2 and Pixel 2 XL, but it only works with Google's own Project Phi service at the moment. eSIM is also supported in Apple's iPad with LTE data, but is unsupported by Verizon.
Whew.
So...
Oh, right. So on the iPad, you can do the thing where you can decide you can switch between carriers without having to, bring it in.
That is the theory.
I think you can do that, right? Didn't Apple have an Apple SIM or something? And that must have been what it was.
Yeah, they certainly.
You know what I'm talking about? Okay.
Yeah, vaguely.
Sometimes I make things up.
You're not supposed to say that.
I dreamt that was the case, and now in my mind I've convinced myself that it is the case.
It was a beautiful dream. Yeah, no, I think you're right, and that's how eSIM is supposed to work. And what the complaint here is that AT&T and Verizon want to make it very difficult for you to change that. And that's what some would consider to be an antitrust violation.
Tricky.
Yep. So there you go, Dan. That's why they make it difficult to switch.
I guess that makes sense.
Yeah. Sadly, it does.
I wonder what's the churn rate. I wonder for these carriers. It must be so low. The lifetime. What's the sales term? Lifetime value, or the cost per acquisition. The cost per acquisition to the value is so incredible.
Yeah.
Sounds like Shaun. Sean's furiously Googling.
Well, now I want to know.
LTV to CAC, that's the one I remember. Lifetime value to cost to acquire customer.
Yes, thank you.
Yes.
So, this is not the best statistic, but they did a survey and they asked people who among them plans to switch their carrier within the next 12 months. And in spring of 2017, 25% of those surveyed said they plan to switch in the next 12 months. Oh, no, I'm sorry, 25 million people. 25 million consumers.
Out of how many?
This doesn't break it down that way. But 25 million, I mean, how many people have cell phones?
Billions. So 25 million could be not that much, depending on what their sample size was.
Yeah, I don't...
Anyways, they're bad at statistics. It's fine.
Yeah, well, or I'm just really bad at Googling.
I'm guessing, anecdotally, I know of people our age who have switched carriers once. But there are people I know of who have never switched carriers, who've been with the same carrier for 20 years at this point.
I think my dad has been an AT&T customer since it was singular wireless, when he had a phone in the car, in the trunk of his car or something.
Right. So I'm guessing it's super low.
I don't think it is. I think it's higher. I mean, I don't think it's crazy
really?
High. But
it's such a pain, too. You gotta switch your
lot.
number.
Yeah, but people do anything to save. That's why they offer these crazy switch 'em discounts. I don't think it's a big
switch 'em discount.
Those famous switch 'em discounts. This is why I'm in marketing. I coined
right. I was gonna
like
say you gotta get on the horn with AT&T here. You gotta run a switch 'em discount.
Could you imagine if I called the 800? No, excuse me. You got any of them switch 'em discounts? Which switch 'em discounts are you running? I'm sure that would work out favorably for me. Let's see. We've got time for another story here, guys.
Oh boy.
What's hot in here? We can talk about robot Alexa. We can talk about Netflix buying movie theaters. Apple's Possible subscription news service.
Robot Alexa.
Oh my god. Yeah, Robot Alexa and Netflix buying movie theaters both sound really interesting.
Well, it's our show. We can go long. Let's start with Amazon. We're reportedly working on their first home robot.
Oh my god.
This story from Bloomberg says the project has been given the internal codename Vesta, named after the Roman goddess of the hearth. It's being developed by Lab Hearth.
Hearth?
Hearth. The Hearth.
Okay.
Planet Hearth. It's being developed by Lab 126, the Amazon R&D center that previously built the Kindle, Fire Phone, and Echo. There are no firm details on what it looks like or what purpose it will serve. Thanks, Bloomberg. But they do suggest it could be a sort of mobile Alexa, following users around their house to places where they can't speak directly to an Echo speaker. Now, prototype robots built by Amazon reportedly have computer vision software and cameras for navigation, and the company is said to begin planning to seed devices in employees' home by the end of the year. Bloomberg notes that the general public might be able to test such robot prototypes as early as 2019. Now, guys, let's use our imagination. What do you think the Alexa robot will be like?
Well, if that report's true, what do we think it will be like based on the evidence in front of us, or what do we hope it would be like?
I mean, I guess. To be honest, the way they described it, it sounds like a Roomba with a Echo strap.
Yeah, it sounds like
it.
a Roomba that doesn't clean your freaking apartment and just tries to sell you shit all day long.
Yeah, like an annoying friend, an annoying salesperson.
Yeah. Like your annoying friend who just released their CD.
Could you imagine? Looks like you're heading to the bathroom. Would you be interested in some Cottonelle toilet paper?
I see you're using inferior one-ply toilet paper.
It sounds like you're having a tough time in there. Would you like to order some more?
This is such a Black Mirror thing, guys. This is a slippery slope.
Oh, no. Oh, God.
No, that sounds terrible.
I think the idea of a robot that just follows you around in case you need something is not a good use for a robot. Like if it also vacked, or if it could grab shit or open doors, or it's got to do something else. It can't just follow you around waiting for you to ask it a question. That's lame.
No. Again, we've talked about this on the show several times. Why aren't there robots that do things that other than vacuum my house? And I think Amazon could deliver on this. They've shown that they're good at, pretty good at building some of these things. Alexa's pretty good. Fire Phone, whatever.
Can't all be winners.
Right. Can't all be winners, exactly.
I mean, the first Kindle was ugly and horrendous, but that turned out to be a success. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, so I'm sure the first version of this won't be great.
Could be.
I mean, I would argue the very first Echo speaker was just okay. I mean, it worked.
All it needs to do is be just okay.
Oh, people will still
can't
buy
be
a lot
terrible.
of them.
Yeah.
But I just don't... what would it even look like? Would it have a face on it? No.
No. Amazon's not about faces.
It's probably one of those Echo... What's the ones with the screen? The Echo Show? Those, strapped to an RC car.
Right.
I bet.
Yeah, this does not sound appealing to me at all. But if they could get it to do something... I think Amazon has also proven to be really good at, letting developers into the Alexa ecosystem. What, Shaun? I've got plenty of ideas. A dishwashing robot for people who don't have dishwashers and can't have them, but don't want to wash the dishes. Well, washing dishes is not that hard.
But then why wouldn't you just buy a...
Because you can't hook one up.
So
it would be a robot that knows how to turn the water on. It has soap, and it can pick up dishes and scrub them.
That is... Dan, look. Good
the
imagination.
The shower cleaning robot.
Oh my God, that would be an awesome
trash
one.
Out. A robot that can take... I've got so many ideas.
But
what if it were just a trash can that was a robot?
But that's a trash
and that
can!
followed you around.
That's a trash can!
That'd be awesome!
And then the robot can take itself out.
Exactly.
Why are you guys taking the most mundane daily tasks and
because
vastly
those are the
overcomplicating them?
Do.
They're not. They're not.
Yes, they are.
They're not. They're so not.
What are the worst menial tasks in your life right now, Shaun?
Dan, I bought by the way, I don't think I mentioned this. You know that robot vacuum cleaner I bought? The one I gave I returned it.
Oh.
Because I don't need it. You know me, I love the unnecessary gadget. And, like, you're going to get the Alexa garbage robot home, and the first thing the damn thing's going to do is pick up the trash and, like, twist and hit something and knock your shit over and get trash. It's so crazy that you're like, God, oh no, take out the trash, wash the dishes. Thank God you're going to have so many robots around to do, like, all your shit. It's crazy. It's crazy. That's bonkers
Shaun,
to me.
Someday let me tell you about microservices, but in the meantime, micro robots. It's the future.
Yeah, but a robot big enough to take your trash out.
It's just a trash can. I like Colby's idea a lot.
That's just a trash can with wheels on it.
Yes.
But then it could it could take out the trash before it gets stinky, or like when it's getting stinky before it gets like out of control.
It can take
like
the trash
nasty.
out every day.
Yeah, but to be honest, I think the more efficient thing would go back to how they used to do it in cities, where they would just dump their trash out the window onto the street below, and then you have a street cleaning robot.
That's true. But I mean, maybe it wouldn't need trash bags, right? It just like would take it and down the hall or whatever to the trash receptacle.
Right, or it knew how to clean its innards.
Exactly.
Right.
Oh
what
my God.
Jetsons future are you living in?
Shaun, you say what menial task would you like? You could eliminate one thing that you have to do at least once a week. What would it be?
My life is very easy, Dan. There is nothing in my life that I'm like, gosh, I wish I didn't have to do that. No, there's really, I mean...
I can't. Colby, I can tell from looking at Colby's face, there's so many things that we wish we didn't have to do.
Oh, God, I'm so sorry. That sounds...
Also laundry, but that seems harder.
Harder,
like doing
but
laundry.
Also a task. It's a task.
Like doing stuff.
Identify laundry. Put it in the machine, take it out of the machine, put it in the other machine, bring it back.
You got to fold it.
Like, you have to hold it. You have to be able to pick things up, and you have to be able to identify what laundry is.
Oh, look. Zach in the Twitch chat says, a robot for filming a podcast. I can replace you two with robots.
No, we would replace you with a robot, Shaun.
Thank God. Then I wouldn't have to do this damn show anymore.
There you go. That's the thing. That's your once-a-week thing.
I'm replaceable. No, I don't. I genuinely don't know what I would. Clean my shower would probably be the one that I'm.
Right?
That I could use a robot for, because that actually does.
Yeah. It's genuinely hard. There used to be a thing like that.
Yeah, I remember, like the scrubbing bubbles. They had a little thing that would
It hung on the shower and it just
must not have worked
sprayed.
because they don't make it anymore.
Yeah,
I looked it up. You can still get it on Amazon, but
good.
it does not have good reviews.
It's a shame.
Yeah.
I feel like I have like a round shower, which is weird, but I feel like it would be perfect for that device.
Yeah.
Because it's round. Like there's no corners for it to miss.
Colby, you should just get one of those lawn sprinklers.
That's true. That's true.
probably
Could
get
just
most
hook
of
it
it.
up under the faucet or something.
Yeah. Easy peasy. You've solved it.
That's a great idea. It hooks up to the faucet in the yes. Especially if you have a bath, if you have like a bathtub shower thing, just hook it up to the bath part that no one ever uses. Brilliant.
Again, all I can imagine is I know the size of the two apartments you gentlemen live in, and just like 8 different robots all bumping into each other, all trying to. The trash robot is bumping into the dishwashing robot and like knocks over the shower cleaning robot and water. So there's trash and water. You get home from work and there's just like it's a chaos because your robots have all tipped over and there's water and trash.
That's why the Internet of Things, they all talk to each other and they know when to schedule their runs.
And then they start plotting against you.
That's right.
They realize they don't need you anymore, Dan, because the house runs just fine without you.
But for those crucial couple of years, I'm going to be living the high life.
You're going to forget. Someday the electricity will go out and you'll be, but what do I do with all this trash? Where does it go? It just keeps piling up.
A robot that can break down cardboard boxes.
What? Oh, my.
Now, so that one, like most houses don't have enough, cardboard detritus debris generated to make that worth it. But businesses,
It's
oh
called a
my god,
compactor. They already have that.
a compactor.
Have you ever seen like the big compactor? They put cardboard in and it
looks
crushes
like
it.
is that the thing that looks like a dumpster, but it's like closed in, or is that a regular just trash compactor?
Yeah, it's like
I don't
an
think I've ever
industrial
seen
sized
a
trash compactor.
cardboard specific compactor. I've
Yeah,
definitely seen trash compactors.
We had one at the supermarket where I used to work, where we would take the big boxes and you'd put it in there, and then it would crush them into like these cubes of cardboard.
Oh,
Very dangerous. You could lose an arm. It's
Did
got a
you?
specific name. I can't. It's like it's not a combine. It's something like that. Anyway, yes, those exist.
anyways,
But in
okay.
your home, no. We need the consumer
right.
version.
Well, you don't really need one in your home. You don't generate enough cardboard.
I generate a lot of cardboard.
Well,
in our Amazon
all those vacuum
future-
robots that you're returning.
Yeah, in their boxes. That thing did not work well. Although, to be fair, I also haven't vacuumed my house since I've returned it, so that
Maybe
may
you
be.
just don't value cleanliness, Shaun. Maybe this is what we're learning about you.
I value cleanliness more than a bunch of clumsy robots.
I
Uh,
see. So you're a perfectionist.
I am. I don't trust a robot to do a human's job. Let me just say, we saw what they did at that Tesla factory. Not great.
Right.
Elon Musk said he's not doing robots anymore, and he's a smart dude. I'm gonna listen to what he says. He's already given up on robots. Let's continue on. We briefly, Dan, you want to talk about the Netflix purchasing movie theater story?
No, not really.
Okay, then we'll move on to picks. That's
I
fine.
got my rant out for
All right.
this.
No, that was fun. No, that's a great story to end on. So we're going to continue to picks, the part of the show where we each bring something to the show we want to share with the world, and we've got a very interesting mix in the picks tonight. And we'll start with Colby. We'll start at the bottom and work our way up.
Westworld. Woo!
Sound the alarm. It's back.
It's back. Yeah. I
Slow
liked
for
it.
left.
Sean said allegedly that the first episode was the worst one of the first five
That's
or
what the critics
something.
said.
That's what people with knowledge of these things say. So I thought the first episode was good. I'm excited. Renew your HBO subscription or whatever for 2 months. Yeah, feels good. Or don't renew and like just don't look at the internet, and then like you can binge it all in 1 month or something. I don't know.
I did not see any spoilers today.
Really?
I mean, I watched the episode last night, but I'm just saying, maybe I wasn't looking hard enough, but I thought the internet did a pretty good job of not
I didn't
spoiling
see anything on Twitter. Yeah.
No. But there also wasn't like a ton of like super spoiler stuff in this episode, I don't think.
Yeah.
You know. But
Right. There weren't any like twists to spoil necessarily.
no, nothing like
Just
earth-shattering.
setting the stage.
Yep. For an exciting season. So, yeah, on HBO. By the way, HBO, a lot of good stuff recently. Have you guys been watching Barry?
No, is that the one with
Bill Hader.
Yeah.
It's great.
No.
It's very
Is it?
good. It's very odd, but it's very good. And it
Is
gets
it
better as
funny?
it goes on. I laughed out loud a couple times, but it's like that drama comedy. I would say slightly more drama, but it's a very odd tone that works well. And Bill Hader's, actually all the actors are really great in it. So I've been enjoying that
Nice.
as well. So check out Westworld Sunday nights, 9 p.m. on HBO. Dan, you've also got a season 2 here for us.
Yeah. So almost a year ago, I picked Legion, which is the best superhero show I've ever seen, but it's particular to my tastes. If you like Twin Peaks, if you like Westworld, I think you really like Legion. I linked a YouTube video, which I think is emblematic of this season, where instead of doing these two guys are in like a psychic battle, and instead of depicting it as like the Harry Potter, like there's energy beams flying and like you see they're trying really hard their minds, they enter into this dance battle in this room. It's so weird, it's so crazy, and so many parts of the show are like that, where it's all symbolic and it's beautiful to look at in the best ways that Westworld is, but very non-direct. It'll never be just like a guy shooting a gun. It'll be like an allegory of that thing. And I think season 2 is even better than season 1. It gets really into some interesting stuff, and like the villain. If you like the villain in Jessica Jones, like a villain that doesn't have to be super buff and like punching people in the face to be really intimidating, then I think you'll really like Legion too.
I still haven't finished Jessica Jones because the villain was too scary.
These two, yeah. Well, did you watch Legion? That's right. I did ask you. I did,
yeah.
And Shaun, did you watch it?
No.
That's okay.
No.
I honestly don't think you would like it, but I would really like you to try it.
I saw the first like 2-hour-long pilot, which I loved and thought was incredible, and then I just never got around to watching more of it. It just fell off my radar. I like shows that are really nice to look at. I think that's what I'm into for Westworld, where it's like if you just make a show that's just like my eye candy. I need eye candy. It seems like Legion falls into that category.
Oh, absolutely.
You know, so at some point I'll catch up with that. I think the problem, didn't we talk about this? That's not, where's it streaming? The first season.
You can, if you have a cable subscription, you can watch it on FX.
I do, and I can.
Right, I totally have a cable subscription.
Yeah. But yeah, Legion, check it out. First season available in the FX app, and season 2 airing now.
Let me see real quick.
Because I think it's not on Hulu. Or no, maybe the first season isn't. The
first season is on Hulu.
Yeah, that's good. I was about to say, I think we talked about this.
Oh, I see. Another option to watch Legion Live is subscribe to Hulu Live.
Yeah, they have FX on Hulu Live.
Oh, okay. That's a different thing than regular Hulu.
Yes, that's where you pay for the live channels on top.
I see. So if you have Hulu Live, you can watch Legion.
Yeah.
Season 2. If you have regular Hulu, you can still watch season 1, which is still worth it. You should definitely watch season 1 first.
Yeah. Oh, totally. Well, and FX is a pretty basic cable channel these days, so I think probably I would assume YouTube TV and PlayStation Vue and Sling, they probably all have it. So if you're a cord cutter, I'm sure you can get it somewhere.
Or just buy it on iTunes or Amazon or whatever.
You know, God, so many options. So many options. No excuses.
Go on Hulu and watch season 1, and if it's your jam, buy it on whatever thing you want to buy.
You'll get your money's worth.
Yeah.
Very cool. Legion. My pick, I am so happy about this pick. This is probably
I am ready for
this. Is probably my favorite pick, and I don't know why I never thought to share this. I am a longtime Pandora user. Easily 10 years I've been using Pandora. I've been using Pandora for over 10 years I've been using Pandora. But the thing about Pandora, I don't have a lot of stations. I pretty much have 2 stations that I have spent more than a decade artfully crafted. These are so crafted, they have stopped suggesting new music on these channels. That's how like defined these stations are. And they are 90s rock radio and soft rock radio. And that's it. And those are, by the way, the 2 genres of music I listen to almost exclusively. 90s alternative rock and soft rock from the 70s and 80s. And so I am, for the first time ever, publicly releasing. You can go to our website, don'tpanic.io, and click on the link for Shaun's soft rock radio station and add it to your Pandora to get a flavor of what I listen to when I listen to Pandora. And this is again, I should be charging for the privilege of you getting this station. It's so perfect. But I'm giving it to you for free. Enjoy. I'm unleashing it on the world.
I'm gonna listen to this.
I'm listening to it right now.
It's and I know people are gonna. I know not everything on there is soft rock. It's a bit more eclectic than that, but it is. I guarantee you, every song on there I know intimately because I've listened to the station on loop. It's probably only about maybe 70 songs. It's not a huge playlist, but it's great. So you can check that out. The link will be on our website, my soft rock radio station. Maybe at some point, maybe for our 300th episode, I'll unveil the 90s rock station.
This is so exciting. We need to give this top billing in the episode description.
I think the people are really, this is what they're tuning in for. My taste in music.
Pandora is so different from the last time I used it.
Yeah.
The last time I used it, it was like 800 pixels across. It was like the little flash player thing or whatever.
I kind of miss that because it's gotten a little complicated. I used to when it was just like the thumbs up, thumbs down, and that was it. And that was all you had to do. Pretty simple. But anyway, you can check that out. Guys, that's going to wrap up this episode. Put it in the books. All done. 200 down. How many more are we going to go?
Done. 1 million.
I mean, set that bar high, you know.
Sadly, unless Peter Thiel gets his way, I don't think it's possible to do 1 million episodes.
No, don't give up on your
we'll have to
dreams.
get a Blood Boy.
Yeah, I was going to say, if we work harder, we can all get our own Blood Boys.
I mean, we're kind of a big deal on the internet. I do want to take this opportunity to thank a bunch of people, including the folks who have been joining us live Monday nights for, at least recently. I'm sure a lot of people have done in the past, but folks like Zach and Percy and Nancy Miller and who else is in our regular cavalcade of Monday stars? That might just be it. John occasionally joins. Who else?
Commenter. Emily watches pretty regularly, but she doesn't comment that often.
If you don't comment, you don't get a shout out. I'm just putting that out
Fair-
there. You
fair enough.
gotta interact with us to be
Interact
part
with
of the
our
show.
brand.
That's right. Hashtag brand.
That's how
hashtag
brands work.
Yeah,
They
man.
demand
We
interaction.
can't be a
They
brand
demand
without being
tribute.
interacted with.
Oh, look, Emily just commented. Thank you, Emily. We appreciate it. We appreciate that. And all the folks who join us live, because that's a good, fun part of the show. We do keep an eye on the chat, so thank you for being part of the team. And certainly thanks to everyone out there who's listened to anywhere between 1 and 200 episodes of this show. We greatly appreciate you joining us. If anyone's listened to all 200, please send us an email and I'll send you a t-shirt. But I haven't even listened to, no, actually I think I have listened to all 200 episodes.
That's impressive.
But that's about it. Well, I've been on 199 of them.
We
Oh,
did,
we did that
without
one.
you?
Yeah.
You did that one, which, by the way, I will stand up. Probably the best one we've ever done. Just because it was, not that it's like I make the show worse, but just because it was so different when I'm not there, it was a treat. It was a treat. We got to do that again sometime.
Do it without you more often.
I would not be opposed to that. I would not be opposed to that. It's certainly a different flavor. But
I think
yeah.
I'm gonna listen to this radio station from now on when we do the show. I like having
just
a
during the
background
show.
track.
It's
Yeah,
very
good background
chill.
music.
It's very chill. This is why I can't move to like Spotify or something, because I've spent so much time crafting.
Right, you
This
can't
music
get
setup.
this radio
Now,
station
can you
out.
see all the songs on it?
Nope.
But you know all of them.
Oh, absolutely. And like I
We
said,
should do one of those like Quizlet things and put all the songs on it as we listen through, and then give it to you and see if you can name all of them.
high likelihood I could. I could probably sing along to all of them. Because again, this is pretty much all the music I listen to are these two stations. So I do not have expanded boundaries at all in music. So yeah, of course, our website, don'tpanic.io. I won't go through the whole spiel because I think all of you out there know it, but go to the website for the shows and the picks and information on where to subscribe anywhere you get your podcasts, also the video version on YouTube. And of course, you can follow us at Don't Panic Show, and don'tpanicshow@gmail.com is the email address. We will be back next week for episode 201. And also, hey, you know what? Thank you guys.
You know what? Thank you, Shaun.
No, thank you guys.
We couldn't do it without you.
Well, that's true, but also thank you guys.
Well, you're welcome.
We couldn't replace you, despite my efforts. That's not true.
Wait, when does the movie draft episode come out of Up for Debate?
That'll be coming out. So this episode will be out Tuesday. That'll be out Wednesday or Thursday. So it'll be a little bit after.
Okay.
Dan, I was looking at. We won't get into it too much on this. Maybe next week we can talk about it after it's been published. But I was looking at it. I think you two are looking at first place. One of you two, I think. No joke. I think you two had the best draft out of the 5. So
I'm going for the 2-peat.
I there is a decent shot because I think you two did the best job, and I'm not just saying.
Oh, man.
So that's my prediction.
Honestly, Phil wasn't here, And I feel like Phil is actually the best player of this game.
I don't know.
He came so close the last draft.
I know,
with
but
like visibly inferior selection. So
it's gonna be interesting to see. I don't think it's clear cut. I certainly don't. But it's
When does the draft start drafting?
when the first movie is Avengers. It comes out this weekend. So
Awesome.
that's why we had to do it.
Yes,
Oh,
we were
I
up
see.
against the clock. So so that'll start pumping in money, and then I wrote down it officially ends October 15th. So we've got a long summer to get through. So, and that episode will be up later this week at upfordebate.tv. Additional plugs. And you can listen to us play D&D at gamenights.tv as well. Because, we haven't done enough of this show. We got those too. All right. Well, we're going to wrap it up here. Thanks, everybody, for joining us, as always. On behalf of Colby and Dan, I am Shaun. And we will see you next time for episode 201. More tech news and fun times here on Don't Panic.